All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1112. That's right, 1112 episodes of the Studying Brew. It is a wonderful Thursday evening, I think, right? Is it Thursday? I feel like everything's just flying by. Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it's Thursday. Your kids get out of school, you don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. But it is Thursday. Congratulations. You made it to another end of another free of the Studying Brew. This is the last of the free for the week. So we are done with the Thursday with the Studying Brew for until next week
Yeah, that's what I hear.
when Brandy sees you again. I'm not sure if I'll be on Monday night, but we'll see. Um,
No, Monday, yes. We'll see.
I have to get up at 4 in the morning and drive kids like for 9 hours. I don't know if I'm going to be on, guys. But Monday evening, we'll be back with the Studying Brew. And you right now, you're on, and that's what matters because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And that is how you get this thing done. Consistency and routine. Consistency and routine. Followed by my favorite, obsession. You have to be obsessed with something to get it done. You have to be obsessed with it. Honestly, that's the only way to get it done. Because if you're obsessed with it, you'll be consistent, you'll be persistent, you won't give up until you're done. That's it. And there's a lot of it going to where people just want to quit sometimes, you know? But we're here to give you that positive mental attitude. We're here to give you that little bit of adjustment you need at the end of the week to get you in through the weekend. My name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz, but you're not here for my secretarial work or my coffee running for Brandy or my avocado toast making. No, you're not here for any of that. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about pass notices. Guys, um, we have had a great week. We've been working with a team, United One. We've also been working with Juan's Legendary Dreamers. I don't know. They changed the name on me and I can never remember. Legacy?
JLD.
JLD. Working with one. They changed the name on me. And I'm so sorry. But and we've also been working with Parker's Powerhouse.
Yes, we have. Yep.
Let me tell you guys, a couple of weeks, really bought into the system. We've had passers for all three of them, uh, and we ain't done yet. And one of the things we've seen is like an increase in scores, and we're talking like only been like 3 or 4 weeks, right? 3 weeks? I don't know. I lost track. And literally been going from like scores that were 20s and 30%. But now we're like ready to test. They could take the test this week or next, really, honestly.
Yes.
And part of that is because you got to buy into a system and not kind of buy into a system, not like kind of do Kona and then kind of do some Kaplan in there. And I'm kind of going to do this and I'm kind of going to do that. And I just take bits and pieces of stuff that makes me feel comfortable with what I'm doing. Guys, you got to get uncomfortable to like really do something special. And it's not just us, it's just in general. If you're going to do something special, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to get uncomfortable. And one of the things I always tell everybody when they ask about us, I say, we're not like everyone else. We're not. There's nothing like us at all, period. There's not. The way we do everything is not the same as everyone else. We didn't buy into it the way they do it. We know that there's people out there that just learn different, just are different, just want to do things different. And look, I'm not saying any of those programs aren't, valid or, I'm not saying they're scams or anything like that. I'm not calling them like, anything negative at all because it's not true. Um, but I'm going to say a lot of times it doesn't match up with people's objectives. And what most people's objectives are is not to just pass one exam. They want to pass multiple exams. It's not just spend 3 months on one exam, but you're not building any kind of system at the same time to get the next 2 or 3 or 4 exams.
Mm-mm.
And that's what we really try to do here is to not only teach you one exam like that SIE, for instance, to pass that SIE,
Mm-hmm.
while you're learning all the stuff for the SIE, you're also learning a system. You're building a system to get multiple pass notices. You're learning how to digest the content. You're learning how we do it with just the plain surface level type stuff. And then we build on it by teaching you a system on how to read the questions, how to apply it, test taking techniques, giving you some skill sets, giving you some, plain old, some hacks, as the kids call it, right? On the TikTok, right? Some exam hacks. So that way, if you're stuck, if you need to guess, you're not just going with the longest answer. You're not spelling abacadabra as you go down every one. A, B, C, yeah, just spelling abacadabra. Y'all know how to do that, right? We're giving you an actual skill set so that way if you do have to guess, if you do have to get in there and do your best to just get a close enough answer, and hopefully you made the right choice, it's at least an 80-90% chance that you're going to get that right. That's what we're looking at. And then we stack enough yes answers and right answers, and it's enough to get a pass notice. I won't even claim to say, hey, you guys are going to get like a 90%. Oh, you're going to get 80% on the test. Who gives a rip, right? As long as it says pass on the paper, give me the next one. That's all I care about. Do you know why? Because no one else cares about that score. No one cares if you got an 80, 90, 74. They don't care how long it took you to get it. They don't care about if you knew options fully. They don't care if you knew how splits work completely. They don't care that you spent hours learning the seesaw. They don't care. Your clients don't care at all. All they care about is the fact that you have the license. 2, what kind of person are you? That's pretty much it. And then 3, are you going to be compliant? And obviously, I'm thinking everybody on here is going to be compliant. They're going to do the right thing. They're going to do right by their clients. That's pretty much the top 3 things that any client really wants. Do you have the license to do what we need to do here? Do I even like you? Do I have a trust for you? And 3, does it seem like your company or you are going to represent somebody that's going to do right by me? That's it.
Pretty much.
They don't go into it like, hey, how long did you study for that test? Hey, when you went in for that options question, can you go ahead and work that out for me and show me the math? Nobody does that. So why do you? Just get a pass notice. Stop overthinking. Stop overdoing it. Stop with all the negatives. Stop. Just get into a system. If you're struggling with all of that, I guarantee you're not doing our program. I'm guarantee you're not listening to what we're teaching. You might be subscribed, you might be a member, but you're not fully in it. You're not fully in it. You got to immerse yourself in it and learn the system and really get in. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not just saying it because we created it. It is the best because I will tell you, this is kind of like I was going to say it, but I'll say it. The other day we got told, we are like, the problem with you guys is like, a lot of people with S personalities or structured people or technical people right off the bat don't really get your system because of the way it's structured and the way it's not as technical. Like your A personalities and your relationship people are the ones that really, really like you guys and really get the pass notices is your A personalities. And I was like, wow, that's like the highest compliment ever. It's the highest compliment ever. Because let me tell you, S and T personalities, I love you guys. I give Eric a hard time all the time. He's a structured and technical person. But you know what? He was going to get licensed no matter what. One way or another, if he had to memorize the book or whatever, he's a guy that's going to learn all the formulas. He's that guy. He's a guy that loves math. You know what I mean? Those kind of people getting these licenses, I feel are low hanging fruit. I honestly do. You guys are just low hanging, like anybody, like a 4'2" person can grab the apple off the tree. That's not what I'm going for. That's what Brandy and I were going for. We're going for the people who English is not their first language. We're going for the people who are A personalities, people who have ADHD, people who have ADD, people who can't sit there even if you paid them. They can't concentrate. They can't look straight into the camera and not do anything. They have to like constantly move around. They have to like they just moving and grooving all day long. And it's really difficult for them to get through a structured technical program. That's what 90% of this industry is geared towards, is structured and technical people. But do you know what I know? Is A personality people are your business people. They're the people that are like CEOs. They're the people that build businesses. They're the people that really have a way to really get in there and really make a huge difference because they're always going. And remember what I said? Like, it doesn't matter as long as you get the license, right? And then the next person, the R personality, the relationship person, the person who has that personality that you love. Those people are not always the best test takers. They want to hug it out. You know what I mean? They want to talk it out. They love relationships with people. Why can't we not make this easier so I can just go help people? That's your relation. They are not usually the best at this kind of stuff either. But they are the people that need to be in it. They need to have this license. They need to have it because they're the ones that care so much about their communities and their people. That's why they do it. They do it for those saint-like reasons, higher than themselves. They love everyone and want to help everyone. So if Kona doesn't seem like it's the most structured technical thing out there, which it does have technicality, trust me, it is, but it's different. It's not right out there for low-hanging fruit. It is there. But what we're geared for is that A personality, that R personality, that goer, that mover, that person that can't sit there, that person who just wants to love on people, the relationship type people. If you're one of those folks, you probably gravitated towards us. You were probably told about us because everything else wasn't working because those structured and technical people things, the way it's out there right now and the way it's taught wasn't speaking to you at all in any way. And we welcome you, and we want you guys to just get involved in this and really get what we have here because you can and you have landed in the right place to get this stuff done. And over the weekend, as you're getting through this stuff, just realize if you're saying to yourself and you're one of those people and you're like, I don't have enough time, you do, because this program is set up just for you. It literally has all kinds of videos on demand. So that way, if you have a crazy weekend and you need to get through content really quick in the morning and you have a great day for the rest of the weekend, right? Get up early in the morning. Go get your content. Go get your study on. Be free of it for the rest of the day. Be done. If you love that relationshipy type stuff, guess what? We got you because we don't talk about positive mental attitude. We talk about positive mental attitude. We talk about this doesn't always seem like it's going to work. We always talk about the fact that there is a lot of fails before we get a pass notice. And I don't mean failing the real exam. We're talking about, not understanding the content. We're talking about, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. We're talking about, oh man, I keep getting 30%, 40% until it finally clicks in on how you're doing this, right? And then that magical moment happens and it's like a 70, 80%. All of a sudden everything makes sense. It's crazy, but it happens. But guess what? We got you. So check out the program, scan the QR code, hit the links. We got books for sale, SIE 663, 65. And if you're an A percent, you're going to really love the books because there ain't a waste of time in any of those books. Nothing, nothing, nothing at all. Brandy ignored everybody that says you have to put everything in there and write big, huge paragraphs and sentences, and you need to have 5 pages to describe what an option is. No, she don't have any of that in there. It's simple. It's right to the point. And if you are a member, you have interactive videos that explain it a little bit more. Kona community on the Discord. We got contact us at 951-290-3077. Give us a call, give us a text. And we also have the email at KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. Scan the QR code, hit the links, join up. And don't take just my word. Check out the Instagram. We got the Kona Hall of Fame. Check out what everybody says and what they want to do that. So get onto it. M said I failed my Series 65 4 times. I know it wasn't with us because I just barely met you. Let's make it happen, M. Let's happen. Let's make it happen. Get into those live sessions.
Different.
Because tomorrow,
Yeah.
speaking of tomorrow, Brandy,
Mm-hmm.
we have a live quiz. Brandy is going to go over a live quiz. She's going to show you how to apply that stuff. It is a great session to be in because I know there's a lot of people that watch what we're going to do in just a minute with 6 questions for 6 different answers with 6 different exams.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandy gives a little bit of content, a little bit of technique. And then some people go, well, that's awesome because you picked those questions to be on tonight. Well, of course, because we don't have all time for us to queue up the quiz and then go into it, right? Brandy does a live one. There's no picking of questions. It's as it comes, as it goes. Brandy's answering it, just showing you exactly what she does, how she thinks it out, how she maps it out, why she didn't think of that, why did she put that, not that, how did she get that all of that stuff to really sharpen your skill set so that way you can go past that series 65 in the next 30 to 60 days, right? Depending on where you're at. So get into it. Kona Study Hall. So you can go take a quiz or whatever you want to do right before Brandy gets onto that Kona exam mastery, what I just talked about. Get yourself a study session, get into the exam mastery, ask questions that you just had in the study hall to say, hey, I was just studying. I didn't see this working that way. Ask questions, get in there. Series 26 right after that, because we need to have some more principles.
That's right.
So that's how we're ending up today. So everybody, let's go.
Oh, that's me.
That's you, including you, Randy. Look at that. See that attention span? All right. Series 6, we're going to go through 6 different questions, 6 different exams. Brandy's going to break them down with a little bit of content, a little bit of techniques. Watch how Brandy takes these questions apart right from the get. She's looking at the answers, then she's going to the questions. Guys, this is a skill set. This is a technique. This is everything you need to know to how to approach these kinds of questions that'll really help you out and really help you get those scores up so that way you can feel confident and confident going into that exam room. You got to have a strategy like this. So let's get to it, Brandy.
Righty then. Sorry. All right, we have Congress, the Federal Reserve Board, the FDIC, and the Comptroller of the Currency. Um, I laugh. I laugh about the comptroller because that is a real thing, but nobody ever talks about it. The Federal Reserve Board, the FDIC, Congress, right? I could associate right now. Or I could just look at the question. Either way. But there's nothing really kind of standing out as far as I got two start with F, two start with C. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do that. But let's go look at the question. And it says, who enacts fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is very much just boom, Congress. It's
That's
that
it.
easy.
It's
Look at
that.
4 words matches up with that one word. That's it. And I could say this is banks. Oops. Wait, hold on. This is money, right? This is bank insurance. Bank insurance. And this is,
Someone who trolls computers.
yes.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But the technique wise, if you didn't know anything, though, we want you to pay attention to is one answer had one word. That's
There
what
you go.
made it stand out. That's why you would have picked it if you were just guessing.
Yes.
But if you want a little content, fiscal policy, Congress.
Yes. And a lot of the questions that I pulled today, I will say, appears not the question. Let me make that clear. The question isn't on your exams, but this topic will be on an exam. Does that make sense? So I tried to pull test topics out, obviously seen differently though. Okay. So everything that we will see here will probably be on a test somewhere. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Coupon rate will be the same. The coupon rate will be lower. The coupon rate will be the same. And the coupon rate will be higher. So it's like, ooh, there's 2 sames. That's good, right? But then I have this thing where I notice that if 2 are opposite, it's usually those.
Yeah.
Same is not opposite.
No.
Same is
More
same.
than likely, A and C is not the answer.
Right. And then we have this must right here. We don't really like the must.
Usually a not true.
Usually not true. Right. So I like the up and the down better than I like the sames. Okay. So I looked at the question. Excuse me. I looked at the question. The question says bond prices have fallen since a corporation has previously issued bonds. I read this wrong when I did my answers. If the corporation plans to offer new bonds, which of the following statements is true of the coupon rate of the new bonds? So, bond prices have fallen, right? It's asking, what does that mean of the new bonds? If bond prices have fallen, that means interest rates
Have gone up.
opposite game. It's the opposite game. So it's higher. That's the answer.
That's it.
I'm not going to reveal it because my brain did something else earlier today and I picked the opposite one because I
Well,
didn't.
can't you just put a check mark next to D? There we go. That's the answer.
Conflict. Yes. Brain's not right. All right. To the issuer, to the stockholders, to both the issuer and the stockholders, to the underwriter. So I'm looking at this, right? And I'm like, okay, this is both, right? So there's two things happening because there's an and, right? Does that make sense? To the issuer, that means to the issuer. This is like first. To the stockholders, that's second. And we should relate underwriters to new, which is the first.
You said the other one was first.
Oh, I did, didn't I? So these are not similar, not opposite. These are the same thing.
Well, if they're the same thing, they can't be both, right?
Correct.
That means A and D are eliminated.
Get out of here. Right?
So now we're already down to B and C.
Exactly.
If I was a betting man and I didn't know what the question is at all, and I didn't know any of this stuff, I would pick C just because it has an and, technique wise.
100% technique wise, if this was a Tuesday, all day.
Right. And I haven't seen the question or anything, so that would be my answer. So
right. So I'm gonna hold up my 3 because I think the answer C. Does that make sense?
right.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the question though, but it says a secondary offering.
Now I've changed my mind.
Simple though. It's a simple fix. It's a simple adjustment. I thought the answer might be C, but if there's only one thing in the question. Does that make sense? There's only for a, not for two things, for a offering, a secondary. Boom, B.
No and.
No and. Okay.
But if you notice, we didn't know anything, right? Let's say we didn't know anything.
No.
B and C, you already got it down to a 50%.
Check that
50-50.
Right.
Coin flip.
And then the secondary matches with the second.
Absolutely. There you go.
See? So it gets you there. Quick adjustment. Okay.
30, 50, 30, 50.
Right. So 30, 50, 30, 50. I'm going to be real. Don't see 30 very often, but I do see 5. So I kind of already like B and D better because 30% is not familiar. You guys hearing me? It's not familiar. I don't remember hearing about
30% is really kind of odd.
Right. And then I have this whole 2-day, 3-day, 3-day, 2-day thing, right? Well, if I'm talking about 50% and I'm talking about probably margins, because this is where a little bit of content happens, I know that it's the longer of the two. So I know it's 3 days, not 2 days.
It's a little bit of content on the Thursday.
Little bit of content. You have T plus 3. Boom. So are we talking about margins? What? Yes, we are. There's your regulation T. There's your margin. There's that. Boom. Done. Now, one thing I was thinking, but this is like deep.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
No. It's a technique.
I hate talking about deep things.
But it's deep. So I won't talk about it. Never mind then.
We'll talk about it after the brew. For all the people that are on live.
Right.
We'll keep it moving.
There's a decrease in market price. There's an increase in market price. There's no effect on price. And then there's an increase in the market price and an increase in the number of shares outstanding. This does not exist.
I remember a little bit of content. You can't have 2 ups.
Exactly. It has to be opposite.
You have to have an up and a down.
Exactly. So that doesn't work. And we don't like the 0. We like the 2 that are opposite.
Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I just know we got to have 1 up, 1 down.
Exactly. Now check this out. Now I look at this number of shares outstanding, market price. I think we're talking about splits.
I was on the Studying Brew last night and we talked about splits. Or no, it was this morning
It
on the
was
SIE.
this
Sorry.
morning in there.
It's all blended together.
It is. So if I have my number increasing like a split does, I have one pizza. Now I have 8 slices. They're smaller. So this is a split.
Well, instead of one pizza to one person, now you have it to 8 people with one
Exactly.
slice, with one pie.
Exactly. And the pieces are smaller. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
More numbers, smaller pieces. So then this must be a reverse. The opposite. I took a puzzle and I put my 100 pieces together into one picture.
We cheese glued that thing back together and we're back to one pie.
That cheese glue, by the way.
Cheese glued. I don't know how else would you do it? Put some more mozzarella and throw it back in the oven.
Company declares a reverse stock split.
That's it.
That's it. Look,
Wow, was that a pause for dramatic
that
effect?
was a pause for dramatic. Okay. Oh man. Oh, that's a lot of words. Ooh,
Yep.
it's a lot of words. Okay, so I was looking at this, right? And I said the US dollar will buy more goods, the US dollar buys fewer goods. So I'm gonna look just guys, I'm just doing arrows. Oh, wait, because somebody said yesterday in the chat, how would you do this on the test?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yesterday. Okay. So it says A says the US dollar will buy more goods. USD, more goods. I'm just copying it down there. You see
Yep.
that?
Yes, I see.
Okay. US dollar will buy less goods.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
US dollar will buy less goods. The US dollar will buy more goods. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next side. Uh, the yen will also buy more goods. Yen, more goods. Oh wait, US dollar in Japan, Japanese yen will buy more. Yen buy more US. B, while the Japanese buys more goods in the US. Yen, more goods in the US. Japanese yen will also buy fewer goods. Yen, less US goods. Buys fewer. Yen, less US. That's it. That's all I did was copy. Okay. 2 arrows are going down, 2 arrows are going up. You can't have the same, right? I don't know. I think that's probably so. This is probably not right.
C.
This is good. This is not right, maybe. And this is good because of the opposite directions.
Correct.
Woo. The dollar is relatively strong against Japanese yen. It can be assumed. Well, I don't know about you guys, but if my dollar is stronger, I'm probably going to be able to buy more goods in Japan, but they're going to buy more goods out here. I mean,
Yep.
less goods out here. That's D. Do you guys see that? I just drew it out.
Just connected it.
That's it. And we eliminated A and C because the arrows were moving in the same direction. That's it.
If you don't know that if the US dollar is strong and that means up, now you do.
And I would definitely make sure you guys take a picture. It's on 3 tests.
Or just wait for the replay and do a screenshot. Either way.
That's it. All right, that was it. That was the last one. I saved the doozy for the end because some people say, how do you get through a lot of words? What do you write on your paper? Boom,
How do
done.
you get through a lot of words?
Just like I did. I just
Map it out. We talked about it last night. Map it out. Keep a mental map. Keep an anchor. Keep a way to keep your head in the question. Make sure that you're not falling for the pitfalls. I've seen a couple screenshots in the last 24 hours where somebody was like, I got tricked. You didn't get tricked, you got lazy. I know that it's easy to say I got tricked, but really, honestly, guys, keep mapping it out. Do that extra step. Write it out. Well, it's a pain in the butt. Do you want to get a pass notice or not? You know what I mean? I'm being like that parent right now. Do you want to pass notice or what? Do the extra work.
Yep.
Do the extra work. And guess what? It gets easier as you start mapping these things out. You don't have to write as much. You really know a quicker way to your brain, and you just start making those little notes: A, B, C, D, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up. Boom, sees the answer. And then you'll find out that you're actually spending way less time on these questions because you know what you're not doing, reading it over and over again. Okay, the US dollar is going up, and then the yen. Oh, wait, see this again. The US dollar is going up, and then the wait, did I say an A was up? Like, do you see how it's so confusing? And then you end up picking it wrong, and you look at your answer, and then you go, "Why did I do that?
I know
I
that's
know it was D. That's so.
dang.
Oh wow, dang it!" Or other choice words,
Exactly.
right? As the pencil flies across the room. Look, it happens, but you don't have to suffer anymore. Go get yourself some Kona. Go get yourself a system. And if you already have us, start using it, start
Please.
mapping it out, watch those videos, get into it. Live session tomorrow on Friday for all those members. We're going to do a live quiz. Brandy's going to go over it. She's going to show you how to do it. She's going to go step by step on through the questions so you can keep learning that system and get a dang pass notice. We will be back for the free on Monday. Thank you all so much for being here. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you tying in a little content, a whole lot of techniques. Practice that through the weekend. We'll see you guys next time.